Welcome
Welcome.
to Shade and the City. I am your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to give you. I just told Nels, I felt like this was a boring episode.
And I was gonna say before you hit the record button, it's because of who you had. Look at who you start off with.
Right.
You don't have the only people that I thought that were good that you had was Josh and Lily, but you have Sarper and Shekinah, and you got Joanne and Sean.
Oh, well, look, Shade Squad and all of our new viewers, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button for us.
And a subscribe button.
Shade Squad, those who are familiar with us, y'all gonna be surprised. I don't know. I'm looking at Lily with a side eye this episode. I really am. Because I just felt like if you knew better, you would do better. But you know what? I ain't gonna spoil it for y'all. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, I ain't got the best couples, but and the fact that they made this episode an hour and 30 minutes, but I guess because it was the finale for the season. And then I'm gonna be honest with y'all, even the tell-all looked kind of boring. I'm not excited about reviewing the tell-all. I'm not even gonna hold you. But yeah, y'all. So let's get into this and let's get shady. We got to do it. And unfortunately,
and I like the name of it. He's just not that into
the US. Yeah, that was very cute. That was a cute title. Thank you. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all that there was this. Look, I went off track, but clearly, if y'all ain't figured it out, we doing the other way. Season 6, episode 20. So, just to play catch up.
Finale.
Right. So Shekinah and Sarper, now he done took her on this boat ride. I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all know how I feel about a boat, okay?
I was like, they copying each other. Look, we just did B90. They was on the boat,
okay, and they was nice boats. They won't no little small boat. They won't no pontoon boat.
Like the kind they argued on before.
Okay. So she brings up how the last boat ride, as Nell said, was a little tumultuous. He tells her that now I ain't even gonna hold you. This was so sweet. He tells her, you cracked the password and logged into me. I said, I got to use that. That was good. For once, I looked at Sarper.
What he said, and you
and he's turned into a butterfly with her. I said, you know what, Sarper, I see how you got her. I see how you got them thousands of women that you get. Because for me, it wouldn't be the looks. No shade. I'm not saying he's a bad looking brother, but he's just not my type. But it was what that mouth do. Okay. So he tells her that he wrote a song for her. And it was terrible. It was terrible. He can't sing, but I appreciate the gesture. I appreciate that because I got somebody that can't sing. And when you are somebody that, no, I don't know. Because then I feel like I would be judging you the whole time. Like, that's not your note. Don't hit that. Don't hit that. So
it didn't seem like he was actually trying. It's like he knew that he can't sing. So he kind of talked it a little bit.
Yeah, because my boo would actually try. That's why I said, yeah, he probably shouldn't do that. So then we see, I do love the fact that he points out that you can see 2 different countries as they're on the boat from the views as he takes her up. I forgot which countries he said. Was it Asia? You can see Asia and Europe. That was beautiful. Now it makes me literally want to go on that body of water. What'd you say?
Continents.
Oh, God, thank you. Thank you. I said I like social studies, not geography, bitch. Right. So I'm sorry, y'all. This is pre-conversation before we got here. So then he drops down on one knee and he tells her, I'll marry you. I said, what type of proposal? He said, no, I'll marry you. And apparently, because Sarper don't like questions with yes or no, So he just let her know, I'll marry you. And then
you would have thought she proposed.
right.
He's like, I'll marry you.
Right. And then she's like, what? What? And I'm like, he said he'll marry you, child.
Right.
And then I do love when he had the marry me on the bridge, marry me, Shekinah. But then I was like, she even pointed out, there's no question mark.
He said it ain't a question.
It's not a question. I said, okay, Sarper. And then I, in my notes, say this would all be very beautiful if we didn't know that he's doing this to keep her in Turkey.
The manipulation of it all.
Right. That's the messed up part, because it was so beautiful and it was so sweet and romantic.
You know what? And I still felt like it was genuine. I still felt like he
No,
genuinely.
I absolutely like this.
For me, it was the conversation at the table with the family, and she couldn't understand nothing that was going on.
Yeah.
That's
so we're gonna get into that, right? So apparently Sarper decides that he wants to have a traditional engagement ceremony, which is Turkish tradition, and makes them officially engaged. So I guess for us Americans, that's just our engagement party. So she explains that she's never pictured herself getting married, but since she has to marry Sarper anyway for the K1, she's like, hey, I might as well do it out of love and not out of obligation. You know what I'm saying? So then her cousin explains about the ceremony, or his cousin, Fusan. Fusan. Okay, yeah. And she talks about this whole tradition of the wife, or potential wife to be, is supposed to make the husband's coffee, and it's supposed to be bad. And he's supposed to sit through it and not make any facial expression. And if he does, it's a curse on the relationship. Because he's supposed to get through it. So yeah, and then Shekinah starts to get a little bit upset, thinking about the fact that none of her family is around, and the relationship between them is strained. They don't really see her for Sarper, and she loves that she's developed this relationship with his cousin. And his cousin lets her know, even though Sarper is my cousin, I'm on your side of the aisle, okay, boo. I'm your family now. It was really cute. And so basically she's hopeful that when they come to the US that they will give Sarper a fair chance.
Let me ask you this.
You know what this is? They're setting us up for. Because we done already seen that he was in America for the tell-all. Mm-hmm. They're already setting up for them to be on 90 Day Fiancé. And can I tell you, I'm not here for it. I am not.
Do you think they should have stayed in Turkey?
I do.
But
the hard part is because of her kid. That's a hard situation. As we know with Joanne,
your bestie.
So, but I mean, hopefully it'll be okay. I really feel like that family don't mess with him. I mean, clearly they really don't mess with him to not mess with her. I mean, maybe they don't mess with her no more because of him. But the fact that they've already gotten in the daughter's ear, I was kind of with his family, like, I'm sending you over to a place where you have no support. Her family doesn't like you really are going to be on your own. So anyway, so then we see that he presents her with chocolate and flowers. As she comes out, she has a beautiful red dress, red veil. Fusan takes her to make the coffee. She dumps a whole bunch of salt in the coffee, which I was like, are you trying to clog his arteries, sweetie? I don't understand why do you put, I've had Turkish coffee. I don't think I've ever put salt in it.
Well, that's the part. Remember, that was the part of the tradition. It's supposed to be bad, and if he makes the face, then their relationship is cursed.
Oh, I can understand, but like if you put too much sugar in my coffee, it's nasty. If you put too much creamer in my coffee, it's nasty.
No, it's supposed to, I guess it's supposed to be terrible. I wouldn't have been able
okay. Let me. So she done dumped the whole thing of salt in the coffee. Sarper drinks the coffee and tries not to make any expression. I think he did a good job, but he
did a very good job.
He struggled through it.
I'd have spit it out.
I would have been like, nah, I feel my arteries shutting down. I'm good.
Just thinking about it.
Right. Then they do the ribbon cutting ring ceremony thing. Sarper's parents are happy to see that their son is finally growing up. It's only been 40 plus years. Sarper decides to share that about the approval for the K1. His mother questions about the support that he'll get in America from her family. And Shekinah apologizes that her family isn't more supportive, basically. So basically he tells them the goal is to get them to stay there. And he doesn't want to go, but he doesn't translate that for Shekinah. He's hopeful they can eventually convince her to stay in Turkey. And Shekinah says, she never dreamed that when she swiped right, that she would end up engaged to this man. And she looks forward to their life in the US. And basically at this point, I don't know how long he gonna hold off, maybe before they air the show on TV, but at some point he got to tell her that he ain't don't want to go. And clearly, I don't think it mattered. I think he ended up over here anyway. So yeah, that's Sarper and Shekinah. Anything to add, Nels?
So Ingi and Corona are up next. Ingi is taking Corona to go see a glacier. She's super excited because, like most of us, we've never been inside of a glacier. I feel like I would feel a little, I don't know, a little claustrophobic, I would be a little worried. Okay. Now she's glad to get out the city, especially after their first fight. He said it was absolutely no fun. Now she said that they made up, but it has not been all sunshine and rainbows. Because they love each other, but he's not ready for marriage. And
Do
she said
they?
she's not signing up to be a long-time girlfriend. You got something you want to say?
Now I'm gonna let you finish first, and then I'm gonna let the people know the tea that I got.
Oh, okay. Now, this didn't help. It didn't help that there was a whole wedding chapel inside the damn glacier. I'm sure that was awkward as hell. Um, she let him know that she doesn't feel as secure in her position as she did about a week ago. Now she's considering changing her game plan. Um, Now that she knows how he feels about marriage, he said that they can come to some type of common ground about this marriage stuff and feels like they could do it eventually. And she's really not feeling that eventually word. She said she's taking a really big gamble because she can't even get into midwifery school there. And in a year and a half, he might decide he ain't feeling this no more. So she said that she thinks it's best for her to go home and finish school. And she said that, she has not officially released her spotted pen, which is probably the smartest thing I've heard her say all season long.
Right.
Um, she says she has about 2 weeks to decide whether, she's going to turn in her tuition check. And then she can start a couple months later. And he's just kind of like, okay, we'll make it work. And she's like, sir, this is a rigorous 2-year program. I ain't gonna be able to come out here and come see you. Okay. And she's feeling some type of way that he's not fighting for her to stay, but this is the energy he's been giving all season long. So afterwards, he took her to a natural hot spring. He said that he wants to have a conversation about her leaving. And he says that he doesn't care anything about getting married, but his commitment shouldn't be second guessed. Then he told her that, she's made quite an impression on his family and friends, and there's definitely a place there for her, although midwifery school, didn't work out. So she's open to the idea of staying. But she said, it does scare her that she's going to have to learn the language, the Icelandic language, for all these lessons. And, says, you just look like you just want to.
I'm over here brewing, man.
Yes, you are. And basically he says that, he saw the wedding stuff happening naturally within like a year or maybe the end of the year. So she's like, are you just saying this because this is what I want to hear? He says he's not.
Basically.
Yeah, he's saying he's not just saying it to make her happy. He just didn't know it was such a big deal to her. And now that he does know that marriage is a big deal, of course, they'll get married. So he told her that he would love for her to stay, which made her feel amazing because now he's finally expressing how he feels. And he said that he's been waiting for her his entire life. And
Clearly, because
she's
he hasn't
happy.
had another girlfriend.
She's happy
That's
that
his only relationship.
he's finally opened up. And she says that it made her decision. It's making her decision much harder. Now go on and spill your tea because you really have been just sitting here brewing.
So, all right, y'all. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button
And the subscribe button.
I feel like I ain't said that in a while. So, usually when I drop that in the middle of the videos, because I got some tea. So I'm just play y'all. You let me nails, you make sure you can hear it. What the girl is saying. Hold on. All right. This apparently is Corona on the X.
Full of fucking lies. If y'all want to read a bunch of lies, read some lies. I don't know. Don't come to my page if you want lies, because all I got is the truth. I'm sorry. And the truth is, I'm so happy me and Ingi aren't together anymore. I'm so fucking happy. It was the worst sex of my life. And I mean that. I mean that. Ingi is a bottom. These fingers lived up his ass. Toys up his ass. I bought a bunch of sex toys for the two of us. They all went up his ass. Those toys were for me. Corona never got hers. He's the most selfish fucking lover I've ever fucking had.
That's what she had to say about me. So that's just y'all.
I mean, she's probably his worst sex too. Didn't she break his?
Supposedly, look. So we was wondering what type of things they was doing, and clearly they was real freaky. And I ain't judging nobody. Everybody got their kinks, but she decided to air their business out again. Shout out to Starcasm for that clip. But yeah, she decided to go to the good internet and Beyonce's internet and air all their dirty laundry, or his rather.
My thing is, you talking shit, but you the one that kept your fingers up his ass.
That part. Back to I had to go because I just came across this on my feed. This is hot right now. Apparently, she is angry. So apparently,
did you see the preview?
Well, yeah,
for the reunion.
Apparently, the reason why she mad allegedly is because he did an interview and basically broke the NDA and basically said that the relationship was fake from the jump and that it wasn't real. And so that's why she's so hot. That's why she out here talking about fingers in his booty hole and all this other stuff. Just thought I'd, clear that up for Inky fans. Cause yeah, she's giving what's her name off of B90. She's a little she's giving Rain vibes. She's a little unhinged. Renee.
For the people that know her by her actual name.
Y'all know what I meant. So let's get into the Josh and Lily of it all. And I have to go off my screen. Sorry, y'all. All right. So and shout out to Reality TV Universe on the X. Okay. This is how I feel about this at this point. And I think this sums this up before I get into it. Lily and Josh planned a wedding and waited until the wedding day to figure out how to pay for it. I don't believe anything about their storyline. It makes no sense. They can't both be that stupid. So I think that lets you know how I feel about this Josh Lily situation. So now Josh's card, as we see, isn't going through. So Lily asked him to try Alipay, which I've heard of. I ain't used it, but I heard of it. So they're not getting a response. So he asked Lily to try a bank transfer. Lily like, I ain't got no time. And my clients is already showing up at the venue. And so Josh knows that she's stressed and embarrassed. But he's like, well, why are we stressed about things that we can't control? Okay. And he tells her, well, just text the guest and your family and tell them you had to cancel. And Lily's like, oh, so you want me to do all that? But if it was your family and your friends, you wouldn't feel that way. I think Josh just feels like you're already married.
And she said some of them were already on their way. My thing is, I can't totally blame Josh for this because you literally let him know like the day before that you didn't have the money to pay for it.
Right.
And you knew he was a brokey. So to expect him to pull this money out his ass is just crazy to me.
That part. That's why I said I'm looking at her sideways and starting to believe this is not a real storyline because nobody's that stupid. So basically, Lily's not accepting his idea of canceling things, and he wants to be considerate of her feelings. So she's like, I don't understand you. And he was like, well, yesterday I left things up to you. That's not true, Josh. You just straight lied because you absolutely, I got to agree with Lily on this. She said, no, yesterday you wanted to do this wedding and told me you was going to get this money by tomorrow. And it didn't happen. But to Nels's point, to spring it on him the day before when you knew you didn't have it, because Josh would have clearly told you he ain't got it to do, and y'all could have canceled this a long time ago. But
Or he
anyway,
could have tried to transfer the money a long time ago.
right. So, you know, Josh was like, no, I let you know driving there that it might not go through. Jared's like, look, y'all got like an hour and some change. People are probably about to start showing up. What are y'all gonna do?
Get time for this back and forth.
Right. So basically Jared and I guess Josh got together and got $1,200 cash, which I feel like that was Jared's money, but that's just my Lily says that she plans to see if she can get a loan from an online bank. I told y'all last recap when we reviewed them, she didn't get no money from the online bank. That money was in her account. I'm sorry. I don't think nobody, and now granted, she got a business. She probably do got good credit if they go off credit or whatever over there. But I don't believe for a second that an online bank just approved her that fast and sent her no money. No, she had that money. And again, she tells us she was testing him.
Mm-hmm.
So again, storyline. So yeah, Lily tries to act like she's upset Josh doesn't have the money, and you know, she admits it was a test and he failed. They finally make the payments, and then they whisk Lily and Josh off to get ready. And Lily looked like she ain't even in the mood for a wedding. And so then we see them getting ready in the same room, which we know is not traditional over here in American culture. Lily, in my opinion, doesn't look excited at all. But she is happy with her makeup. So then finally, you know, Jared is just happy. He's trying to get everybody's spirits up. And he's like, I'm just happy we were able to make everything happen. I had to go withdraw $1,200 from my account, but you know, I'm happy I was able to do this for y'all. And Lily says, despite everything that happened before the wedding, she chooses to enjoy it. And you know, put everything behind her. And then they do the bow, and then the locking of the hair, and then the interlocking and drinking some wine. And then my notes say it looks like a very small, intimate reception afterwards, because all those people that were there for the wedding definitely did not fit at that one table that they were at the reception. It was only one table of people at one when they went to like eat dinner. But when they filmed the actual wedding ceremony, it looked like it was a lot more people. Is it just me?
Oh, I thought that was just the one table that they were filming.
No, I feel like they filmed other, and it was like other people there. And maybe because it's in like I don't know. It was a question that popped up in my mind. So anyway, basically Lily's daughter's there, Vivian. Josh apologizes to her, tells her he wants to move forward, and basically feel free to ask me anything. And you know, he says he just wants to make Lily happy. Vivian asked them to kiss because she ain't seen them do it the whole time. And so they give a very fake forced kiss. And Lily admits that she's still concerned about the future and hopes Josh can stop blaming her for everything. Otherwise, she don't know if it'll work. And I think y'all know from watching the preview that Lily still ain't got none, or it sounds like she still ain't got none. But this good old ex, y'all, I swear, this is how I keep up with these 90-day folks. So now somebody said, what's your name, sir? George, shout out to George Mossy, okay, on the X. He said, apparently Josh, now this is alleged, was in China for 9 days. From arriving to the wedding, all the footage was taken in those 9 days, which, you know, is very quick. He also arrived with the vid. So when he didn't bay yang yang Lily, it was less than 2 weeks. Does that change anything for y'all? The fact that he didn't bang her, if he had the vid when he came and he was only
You're
there
still around me though. You're still in my house. What difference does it make if we have sex while you have the vid? I'm still breathing the same air as you. And it's months later at the reunion and y'all still ain't do nothing. You still got the vid? No, it don't make a difference.
And you're right, they was in a car together. He ain't had no mask on. That's yeah.
No, that don't change nothing for me.
Well, yeah, y'all. Obviously, I don't think they together anymore.
And they kissed.
I don't know. It's just in there again. I like to put it out there. Inquiring minds, you know, All right.
Makes no difference to me.
Can I be so honest with you? I love the fact that my notes on this part says Chanel's part. And that's all I have. Because I did not give a damn.
You're an ass. All right, so James and Tatha is up next. He's packing, y'all. He's going to the U.S. and leaving poor little Tatha behind. He said this is the worst case scenario. Basically, he plans to beg his parents for his job back, and he leaving his wife behind. She said that she feels mad and betrayed that he's actually leaving without her because he done booked his ticket. Girl, you knew this is what you wanted all along. You wanted to stay your ass there while he went back to the U.S. Now he knows when he gets back, he's got to work on getting Angel over there in order to even get his wife back over there. Okay. But he's worried that this could drive a wedge between their relationship. Or the chick might get over there and not want to go home. I'm not sure about that because she lives in Bali. If anything, I would be trying to go visit her.
Right. That's what you need to be worried about, especially if there's more business in Bali and Tatha take her butt over there. Because what does she do again? A data scientist or something like that?
Data analyst, I think.
Oh, girl.
Well, she basically told him that she don't trust him. Okay. And then she gets emotional, tells him, listen, we got to go before you miss your train. I said, oh, okay, well. So, what?
I just feel like they can't trust each other.
Well, James get on my damn nerves, okay? Because now he done had Tatha and he done lied. The parents didn't even know, okay? So he has to go to Jakarta he has to take a train to Jakarta so that he can travel from Jakarta to get to the airport. But he has the parents going with them, and they just think that he just want to take this bullet train. They don't know he going to the U.S. The daddy asked him why he got so much damn luggage.
What you know what upsets me is nobody learns anything like that. We have seen no growth whatsoever. They are still doing the same things that they have been doing since we started.
He's talking about, yeah, I done made so many people are upset with me because you're doing the same mess.
The same thing and expecting different results.
Craziness.
Right.
The mom said that she's super disappointed. She's upset. She can't believe that, he's leaving his wife behind. On top of that, she feel like he a damn lie, which he is. So on the train, Tata's mom want to know, like, if there's something going on in their relationship, because if there was, he wouldn't be leaving his wife. Okay. She said, now Tatha says that she doesn't believe that if she were to leave and go with him, that they would ever come back to Indonesia. She also expresses that she's worried about him cheating. Clearly, you ain't that worried because you ain't willing to go unless your sister going to. Why do I keep on calling this girl her cousin? So James is getting ready to go. He feels like Tatha should want to come back with him. And since she doesn't, he feels like he's more invested in this relationship. I don't know about all that, but I mean, I think y'all both y'all get on my damn nerves. Well, now Tatha is telling him that, he doesn't need to leave and he should just stay there. Of course, she starts crying as she always does. And now she wants to express her concerns about, him cheating, talking about there's so much temptation over there. And he's telling her, like, that's not going to happen. Okay. He said he don't care about nothing but their relationship. He plans to just work, make money, and says, she lost faith in him and, he wanted to do whatever he got to do to get it back. And then he took off. I'm done with him.
Somebody said that she should be the Kleenex really needs to give her some type of spokesperson deal. The way that bitch cried. Kleenex really need to endorse her. And I said, look, that's a way to make money. Become an influencer and start tagging Kleenex every time you cry, girl. You never know. It could go a long way. So now let's get into these two that didn't think things through clearly. Joanne and Sean. So I will say I am proud of Joanne. She made a hard decision. Apparently, she calls her son Joey to check in and talks about, they haven't really been talking since they left Ireland. Joey lets her know that Jesse, the younger son, hasn't said anything to him since he's really returned home. He's basically not showing any type of emotion. So Joanne is very concerned. And she asked Joey how he feels, and he's like, well, I want you to live your own life, but and I don't want the decision to be on me. But he admits that, yeah, I would like to have my mom in the same country as me. So she tells him that obviously they come first, and she feels guilty that she made her kids responsible for her happiness. And so she's decided that she isn't moving, and now she has to figure out what's next, basically, with Sean. And so we see her sit down and they have a conversation. She breaks the news. And basically said that, she needs to go back home and check on Jesse and just make sure that he's good. And so Sean is like, well, what does this mean for us? And basically she's like, I can't move until my kids are adults. So, and that's basically 6 years, I guess, because maybe the boy's only 12. So 6, no, did I do my math right?
Is she talking about when he turns 18?
Mm-hmm.
He still may not want you to leave.
Right. That I literally had that same thought while I was watching it. So Sean admits that he's angry with himself and her, and he's disappointed. But he admits that he would make the same decision if it came down to Bella. But he's having a real rough time with the 6-year piece and worries about, if they'll drift apart. And she tries to reassure them that she's not going anywhere. But she does need to go check on her child, so she might not be coming back for a while. And Sean admits to her, like, I don't know how we're gonna do how we gonna do 6 years, basically. So basically the relationship is kind of up in the air. But we see him at the tell-all, so clearly he was able to get over here. So maybe Bella can't come over there. I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's wrong to be like, well, he should go over there, but I mean, come to America. But
he has custody of Bella, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Bella may not want to come over here.
Right. But yeah, y'all. So that was pretty much this episode, or the finale of, like I said, it wasn't much of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. If you haven't already, please make sure that y'all have hit that like button for us.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys subscribe
and hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, y'all, we will catch you next week for the recap of the reunion. I'm sure it's part 1. But yeah, we'll be back for the reunion next week. Y'all have a good week and a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.